Hi everyone, my name is Clyde D'Souza and welcome to another video in the video series called Crash Course on Confluence. In this video series, we are taking a look at the absolute basic tips on Confluence to some of the more advanced features in Confluence. And the purpose of this whole crash course is to get you familiarized with this product and get you really comfortable to use Confluence. Let's get started. Now that we have taken a look at how to add pages and how to update content in a page and also format the content in our page, let's take a look at what else you can add on our pages, into our pages. So let me click on my second page and let me click on edit, and then now we'll take a look at adding Confluence tables in on this page. Then I'll click on / table, and that would automatically add a 3 by 3 table on my page. So this is heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. And then of course you can completely fill contents in this table as needed. So that's I'm just putting numbers here for now. That's how you would fill up the content in your table. Now adding contents in the table and modifying the contents in your table is actually pretty easy in Confluence and really slick. And so what you do is, if you want to add a column, you would just click on this plus button here. If you want to add a row, you just click a plus button here. And of course this applies to the ones at the far ends as well, so you can add columns and rows as needed. You can also select the entire column and click on the cross mark to delete the column, and similarly delete the row. I can also click the entire column and copy, so Control C in a Windows machine and Control V to paste the contents into any other column. Now if I want to reorder um, these rows, and of course it applies all the copy pasting as well. It applies to rows and columns too, right? So both, it applies to both the ways. Now if I wanted to reorder these rows, what I can do is I can Control X to cut, then I can insert a row and then Control V to paste the contents of that row over here. So that's actually pretty simple, wasn't it? Really easy to update, and just like with anything else, every other content here is completely editable, so you can format the content as you like. All the formatting options are available. You can even add images into your table, so that's also a nice feature to have. What you can also do is you can click on the table options and click on numbered column to add a row number to each and every row. And of course you can play around with these two options as well. The default one is to set the first row as the header, but of course if you want to set the first column as the header, you can do that as well. So that is tables. Now if I publish this, you would see the output of this table. So that looks pretty sweet. We didn't have to do much and we got a nice fully functioning table on our page. Now I can go ahead and edit it, and I can also, if I wanted to, I can click on a cell and change the color. For example, change the color of a cell. I can change the color for the entire column, so I can just change this to completely different one. I can click on the entire cell and also change the formatting of it, so I can make everything bold, so all the contents in that particular row become bold. And what I can do is I can select two cells, so it applies for two cells in a row, two cells in a column. Click on these this little option here, and then from here I can merge the cells. So what that does is, it whatever cells you select, it merges them together. And so depending on what format you're looking at, how you want to create the table, you can merge the appropriate rows and columns to format the table as you like. And so now if I publish, I will see the updated table with all the colors, with all the merging on my page. So that was tables in Confluence. Next up, we'll take a look at blog. So blogs is like your own diary in Confluence. And so that's your own sort of notes that you can keep. And you can, of course, if the Confluence space is shared with other people, other people can read your blogs as well. So I can click on the plus button to create a new blog, and this will create a blog post, my first blog post. So I can click on my first blog post, and I can type in my blog post contents, and I can type whatever content I want. Everything is exactly the same as what we looked at before, which is what we looked at pages. So everything remains the same. The only difference is that instead of this being just a normal page in your page directory, it will show up under blogs. So that is the only difference, but rest everything is the same. So if I click on publish, it will get published as my first blog post under the blogs section, and as you can see, it is automatically sort of grouped it by the year. I can continue adding blog posts as I like. Now if I go back, those pages do not actually show up here, and so that's a nice separation of concern. Everything else, the editing experience, everything is the same. It's just a different location of storing those pages, which is under blogs instead of pages. Now in your page directory, very soon what you'll notice is that there'll be multiple pages, right? So there'll be multiple pages here, and very soon you're going to need a way to order them. And with Confluence Cloud, you can pretty much drag and drop pages around. So I can drag these pages around, and that will reorder the pages as per my liking. I can also take this page and sort of drop it in a particular page, so that becomes a child page of the page that I dropped it inside, and that's what you see on your screen right now. So it's a hierarchy of pages. So that's something useful to note as well. If you do require the option to reorder and reorganize pages in your Confluence space, you can do it right away from the sidebar. Now what we'll take a look at is using the Confluence search option to search for content in our pages. So one way you can search for content in Confluence is by using the search option here. I can say second page, and as you can see, it is already searched, it is already indexed and searched for content from the entire space, and second page is the correct place. That's where I've put the content, second page, and that's what it's showing me. I can click on this page and then it will take me directly to the page. Now of course in this example it's a demo site, so you have less number of pages. If you have multiple pages showing up in your results, you can filter the results by your space. So I can say I just want it for this space and not the demo space. That's good. Or I can do the other way around, and you can see that the options are the pages, number of pages have decreased. I can also filter it by the contributors. If there's multiple people here, you can select those people who you want to filter the results by. So that's one option of searching. The other option of searching is to add a live search into your Confluence page. To do that, I will edit a page and I will add search. So it's live search, and now from here I have a few options. I can configure how this search should work. I can restrict the search to my current space, which is video anyway, so I can, that's fine. I can restrict it to a few labels, and we'll come back to that in a minute and see how the labels work. This is the size of the search box, any placeholder text, and if you want to include all content or just the pages, right? So you may not want to include blog posts and general inline comments or external comments. You just want to include the content of each page. If I just close this, I've already configured this. So then if I publish and then try searching for second, you can see that it is already giving me the results of my search. So my second page is the correct result in this case, and obviously it's filtering out all the other things that's no longer required. Now I talked about labels, right? So what was that? What was this labels thing that I talked about? Now what you can do is you can assign labels. So that's these little things here at the bottom right of the screen. So if I click on hello world, for example, and if I click on this labels option and assign it a label called onboarding and then close it, now you can see that this onboarding label has been applied. And now if I go back to my search page and click on edit and then edit the configuration of my search box, I can now restrict the search results to onboarding. And then this is a comma separated list. So if you want multiple labels, you can do that as well. But I just wanted to have one label at the moment. And now I publish it. So this means if I type hello world, it will show up because it has the label onboarding. And if for example, if I type in second, it won't show up with any results because obviously the second page does not have the label onboarding. So just to reiterate, this is not able to search second because we have filtered the search results by the label. And what we've done is if you click on edit, you can see that it's a comma separated list of labels. You have to enter a comma at the end for this to work, and then this will restrict it to only pages. The search will be restricted to only pages that have this label. And then you click on publish and then your live search is ready. Now the next thing that we'll take a look at is comments in Confluence. So there's two ways to add comments. One is right over here. So I can say this is some page level comments, and I can click on save, and other people can reply and like the comments. I can edit and delete it. But if I wanted to add inline comments, so if I wanted to say, look, this particular word has an issue, I can select this, click on comment, and then add some specific comments and click on save. Now this comment is being associated with this particular line. So if I click on this, the comment pops out. I can also click on this icon here to show all the inline comments. You might have multiple. You can like, you can resolve, and if you're the editor of these comments, you can edit and delete it as well. Now what we'll take a look at is some meta information about the pages. So for any page, let's say hello world, if you click on the three dots, we have a few options that are available. The first one is move. Now this is quite similar to the one that we previously took a look at, which is just moving it in the sidebar. You can also do this from this option over here. So I just move it up and click on the move button, and now what you would see is that the page has been moved out of the original parent page that it was in. So there you go. It is a different parent page altogether, and in fact it has been moved outside, so it's completely outside. Now I can always go back to these three dots and click on copy, and the copy option will allow me to pick a space, pick a parent page. So let's say if I'm selecting my third page, I can click on the copy button, and that will create a copy of the current page into a brand new page. And in this case it says copy of hello world, and of course you can always go ahead and update the content here and then publish it, and then it will create a brand new page with the exact same contents. I can always go back to these three dots and have a look at just the information about this page, and information in the sense of analytics. We could look at even page history. So let's take a look at page history because this is an interesting one. Now this is a very neat feature in Confluence. What you can do is you can click on two different versions, and then you can compare these selected versions. And what this will do is pretty much give you a difference check, and it'll tell you what has been added, what has been removed, and what has been changed. So it's nice for you to go and review it if multiple people are editing the contents. You look at the history. If you add comments when saving or publishing a page, that will appear here as well. So you can view different versions, and you can also restore the page to this version, and so all of your changes will get reverted and it will go back to whatever it was before. So Confluence, this hidden feature here in Confluence pages is actually pretty useful because you might update a few things which you don't end up needing it, and you can always revert it when you don't want it, or you can compare content based on the history of that page. Now, I did say that in Confluence you can create pages from a template. So let's take a look at how we might go about doing that. So I can click on the blue button here to create a new page, and then from the new page option, earlier we created a page using a blank canvas, so it was a completely blank page. But what if we had to select a template? And so the templates are available on the right, and if you hover over a particular template, you can see a preview of what it looks like. So let's take a look at the career development plan. So I'll click on this, and what this does is it will paste the contents from the template onto my page. So I'll just say sample career development plan. And the benefit of using a template is that you can get people to follow a similar structure, same kind of structure for different pages that match a particular theme. So let's say in this case, if career development plan was the template, then you would probably get all your employees to create a new page of this template so that everybody follows the same pattern. And now I can obviously go ahead and change the content of this page, and then just publish it when I'm ready with my updates, and this will create a page based off that template. Now this was using an existing template, but what if we were to use a custom template? And so to do that, what you do is you go to space settings, you go to content tools, and then you would automatically go onto the templates tab. Now what you can do is you can add a new template under the user created template. So let's say if I click on this button here, it allows me to create a new template. So let's say demo page template, and that's pretty much our template. And of course you can create a template based on how, whatever requirements you have. This was just a sample template. Now let's say if I create a new page. Now when I create a new page from the templates, I can search for demo page template, and I can just click on this, and that contents will appear here on my page. And then I can always select custom demo page and click on publish. So this way you can create your own custom page template in Confluence and then use that template to create new pages in your Confluence space. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you really liked this part of the series. I hope you really liked this video and the crash course on Confluence in general as well. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts about this crash course, your thoughts about Confluence, and any other feedback that you might have. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist called Crash Course on Confluence on my YouTube channel that has all the parts of this video series, all of them in that playlist. So in case you missed one of those parts, you can go back and check them out. Thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for more videos to come on this channel. See ya.